Hello everyone, this is Thomas Fan 18 here. Welcome to another live stream. Today we have Jamie, Station Master Joe, and James Smith.
Hello.
Hello everyone. Hi guys.
Hi.
Today we're just going to talk about favorites and least favorites. Least favorites and least favorites. So Joe, your favorite series of all time is Series 2.
Yep, out of all the 24 series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Series 2 is my number one favorite. For me, Series 2 has everything that makes a great Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends series. It has a great lineup of characters. It has great choices of stories, fantastic adaptations of stories from the Railway series, and wonderful music by Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell, fantastic narration provided by Ringo Starr, and fabulous models and sets. And yeah, pretty much everything else that makes a great Thomas series.
And your least favorite series is Series 15.
Yeah, Series 15 for me is the worst series of Thomas and Friends. Series 15 had awful writing. The rhyming dialogue is completely unnecessary. Lack of railway realism is extremely high, and there's so much wrong with Series 15. I just named a few.
Oh, and you know Nitrogen Studios, the animation.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, the animation for Series 15 isn't as good as the classic live model dolls.
Series 15 for you is a complete disgrace to the Rev W. Awdry's legacy.
Mm,
It made the Reverend W. Awdry spin in his grave.
exactly.
Well, as for me, I do like Series 15. I do like Series 15. To me, it's all right, but although Sharon Miller just wrote pretty much, but to me, it's all right. But just say let's just say there's other problems, something like that. And as for me, my favorite series of all time is Series 5. Series 5 is hilarious.
It's a fantastic series, isn't it? Great episodes, and the model work is amazing, and the sets are great. And there's a lot of things to like about Series 5.
Yeah.
My favourite is Series 21. I like Series 21 as well.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. For me, that's a very good series of Series 21.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Oh yeah, it is funny.
Yeah, there are some good episodes in Series 21. Springtime for Diesel.
Yep. I like
Runaway Engine.
A Shed for Edward.
Daisy Perfect Christmas.
Yep.
What about PA Problems? That's a funny episode.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Workman, I want to have a word with you.
A Shed for Edward. That's a very good episode.
Yeah, I think that's very good. It just tells how Edward actually, well, not left the steam team, but lived on the island of Sodor, but this time at his own branch line.
Well, I kind of dislike the episode in a way.
Oh, yeah.
Purely because it's just a really, like looking at it, it's just a really poor excuse to write
Oh.
Edward off the Steam team.
Yeah.
Because it just feels so
Yeah.
obvious for what they were going to be setting up. But on its own, I think it was a nice little funny episode with Edward, and you don't really get like comedic sort of things with the old man. So it was a nice episode throughout, but I just didn't like the ending. It was just treated really poorly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the more I
Fair
think
enough.
about it, the more I'm able to see why most Thomas fans are not really much for A Shed for Edward.
Fair enough. But so, James, you're telling me that you don't like A Shed for Edward?
I don't think it's the worst thing ever to come out of the series, but it's just
Oh no.
it could have been written in a better way, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it could have been written in
Yeah.
a better way, to be honest. I know Turtles and Thomas, or whichever way around it is, did an adaptation of A Shed for Edward in his fan-made Thomas series, Turtles.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
but
aware of the
I
series.
think I do know that channel, but I'm not sure I don't think I had seen it, but I had seen A Shed for Edward from series 21. But
Well, of course you have.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, James, fair enough. Like, I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Mm.
Now, I'm
We
sorry,
haven't. James, you want to share what your favourite series of Thomas and the Tank Engine and Friends is?
All right. Well, I'm very conflicted whether my favorite Thomas season is, season is season 1 or season 5. I'll start with season 1.
Ooh.
I purely chose this one just for nostalgia in the case of that I have a DVD, and I still have, and it was probably the only. Well, it wasn't the only, but it was the DVD I would continue to watch over and over again, and I was mesmerized by the very early episodes.
Mm.
And then you have season 5, which I feel like it's a more mature sort of season where the characters have grown a little since you've last seen them,
Mm.
Yeah.
and it's just a lot more action-packed.
Yeah. Yep, both good choices. They are both great series.
I love series 1 and 2 as well. I
Yeah.
love series 5 more.
Yeah, I like series 1.
I love series 5 more because it's a hilarious series. I love the crashes and like what happened in real life. Like, for example, like A Better View for Gordon and Busy Going Backwards.
Yeah, they're based on actual events, just like most of the stories from the Railway series are.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we've
Well,
discussed
my
my favorite.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so my favorite film of all time is The Adventure Begins.
Oh, yeah.
The Adventure Begins is definitely my number one favourite Thomas the Tank Engine
Yes.
film. Absolutely love The Adventure Begins.
I remember the first time watching it.
Same. The Adventure Begins is a fantastic retelling of the first two books of the Railway series, The Three Railway Engines and Thomas the Tank Engine, both of which were previously adapted for the first series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends back in 1984.
Yep.
And there's so much to love about The Adventure Begins.
Yeah, there is.
We get to see James in his original black livery. We get a great great runaway / chase scene, and recomposed versions of pieces of music by Mike O'Donnell Jr. Campbell, and Robert Hartshorn's cover of a really useful engine.
Oh,
Absolutely beautiful.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
Memory Machine.
that's
Memory Machine.
that's the best Thomas movie ever. The Adventure Begins.
Yeah.
Oh, for you, James. You love your favorite film of all time is it Soul's Engine of the Lost Treasure?
It has to be.
That is a good film.
Though recently I have discovered that I do have a great love for The Great Discovery.
Yes.
Like, just after rewatching it, I've begun to appreciate what that they really went all out on making this, because it's the last model special.
Yeah.
They're using the models, so obviously they wanted to make it amazing, and I don't think there's anything inherently wrong about it. And I
Yeah.
think it's just great.
Yeah, I like The Great Discovery too. It was after watching the Great Discovery and coming across models that Hornby made of several Great Waterton buildings, I decided, having been impressed by the Great Waterton set used in the Great Discovery, I like one of the buildings that Sammy's holding, Thomas Van
Yes.
Eighteen's holding. I decided that I quite fancy my own Great Waterton layout, and several years after I first watched The Great Discovery, I had a portable layout of Great Waterton built, and I've had it on display at every Train Fun Day since 2016 one.
Oh.
And you will and viewers, if you're watching this, viewers, the my portable layout of Great Waterton, you'll be seeing it in action at my virtual model railway exhibition next Saturday, 30th of January. It'll premiere on my YouTube channel, Station Master Joe, at 10 a.m. My virtual model railway exhibition. And although there are already videos on my YouTube channel of my port of trains coming in and out of Great Waterton, on the two-part video I did of Great Waterton for my virtual Train Fun Day back in 2020, and the Christmas train spotting at Great Waterton video I did during the run-up to Christmas 2020. Viewers, if you haven't seen those videos, go check them out.
Yeah, because as we know, we unfortunately can't be the Bramilton Model Railway exhibition this year, as we no longer will. Well, the club will no longer be hosting it due to certain real life circumstances.
It means coronavirus you're talking about.
No, actually, this is more about the ownership of allowing us to own the hall. Because
don't worry, we've got our favourite shows
to
watch.
I think it's owned by the council, and their plans are to knock down and completely rebuild the place. So yeah. But even then, if we still owned or were allowed to use the hall, it would still be cancelled most likely from COVID.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I was saying. Oh, Joe, for you, your least favorite Thomas film is Misty Island Rescue.
Yeah, Yeah, there are certain things that are wrong with Misty Island Rescue. The writing, the rhyming dialogue, just unnecessary, and there's quite a number of things that are wrong with Misty Island Rescue. However, there are only a few good things about it, which are the soundtrack and Diesel 10's appearance near the
Oh yeah, that
near
was
the
a
end.
sneak peek, weren't it? Sneak peek for the new film coming out, Day of the Diesels.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think
Now,
it's the only time he ever did an end credits scene in Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Day of the Diesels would probably be my second least favourite Thomas film. I mean, the story idea for it was not very well executed. And I think, if I remember correctly, James, you explained it quite well how it wasn't very well executed, the story idea for it.
It was a good idea, but they just didn't handle it well.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a few other problems with it as well. But I won't go into too much detail, if it's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, well, for me, in my opinion, I love Missy and Rescue. Missy and Rescue is my fourth favorite Thomas film, and Day of the Diesels for me is a great film, in my opinion. Now, see. Anyway, so yeah. Now, for you, Joe. Yeah, I know you not much for Missy and Rescue and Day of the Diesels. Now, you know the 2003 film adaptation of The Cat in the Hat and the live-action film of Scooby-Doo. You didn't like it at all.
Yeah, they're not really ones I would recommend, to be honest. I didn't like any of those two films when I saw them. Yeah, they're not really that great. What I would recommend instead is the book The Cat in the Hat and the cartoon series of Scooby-Doo. I'd also recommend instead. The Scooby-Doo series I would mostly recommend is the original Scooby-Doo series, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
Yeah.
Jamie, have you seen the Cat in the Hat film, the live-action film?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
And did you like it?
I remember watching it at my school. Yeah.
Okay. And did you like it, or is it all right?
I would say it is a little bit nice, but at the same time a bit. But it was the only film that, I mean, I can understand it was only a film, so yeah, it was something to watch.
What about you, James? Do you like the live action film of The Cat in the Hat, the 2003 film adaptation? Did you like it?
I think I have seen it when I was young, but it was a long time ago, so I don't think I remember much of it.
Okay. Well, for me, I watched the 2003 film adaptation of The Cat in the Hat. Oh, and Scooby-Doo film. I only seen the Scooby-Doo films. I only saw. I think I'm just trying to remember. I think it was the Scooby-Doo 2.
Monsters Unleashed?
Yeah. I think I had seen the Scooby-Doo 2. Just the Scooby-Doo 2. Like Monsters Unleashed. Well, James, quick question. Which films you didn't like?
As in Thomas films?
No, different. Like, for example, like Scooby-Doo.
I've got to say, I don't quite like a lot of the Disney adaptations or remakes they've done recently.
For me, I just find live action remakes of Disney's animated classics completely pointless for two reasons. One, the live action remakes are pretty much the same films as the animated classics, but with live actors and CGI animated animals that look as if they are real, even though they are not. And two, the original animated classics are still being watched by children and families today, regardless of how old each of the original animated classics are. I mean, there is a reason Disney's animated classics are classics. I'm sure you will agree.
Yeah.
Well, for me, about me,
Yeah.
Well, for me, I don't fancy like I'm not interested like Marvel, Power Rangers and anime. I'm not keen on watching it. I'm not interested in that, unfortunately.
No, that's fair enough. I am. It's fair enough. Well, as for me, while I'm not much of a Power Rangers guy, not as much as some people I can think of.
Yeah.
I am into Marvel. I do like Marvel, though I do also like Disney's animated classics and the Pixar films. I like as well, and I also like Aardman.
Yeah, I like Disney. Yeah, I like Disney's animated classics, especially like Disney sequels. For example, like Bambi 2, The Fox and the Hound 2, and the Pixar films as well.
So anyway, so yeah, I love Disney's animated classics. I love the Pixar films. I love Aardman, and I like Marvel, and yeah. So yeah. Unlike you guys, I like Marvel, and yeah. So yeah, I like Marvel, I like Disney, and I like Pixar, and Aardman I also like.
Yeah, Aardman's very good.
Aardman will always be like one of the best.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Aardman, yeah.
Aardman's very good because Aardman prefers clay-based animation.
I got a program from the 1980s called Fireman Sam, the classic series.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I remember watching. I remember that show. Yes.
I kept watching the episode and I thought, these are lovely compared to the CGI ones that we have today.
Yeah, the original Fireman Sam's so much better than the newer CGI Fireman Sam that's on TV nowadays.
So you do not like the newer series of Fireman Sam, Joe?
No, not as much as the original Fireman Sam. Same way I don't find the newer Thomas series as good as the classic Thomas series. And the same way I don't find the newer Thunderbird series as good as the original Thunderbird series from the 1960s.
Oh.
And the same way I don't find the newer Mr. Men show as good as the original Mr. Men TV series from the 1970s.
Yeah.
I prefer the original Mr. Men TV series from the 1970s, and I prefer the original Fireman Sam series, and the original Thunderbird series from the 60s, and the classic series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. For me, series 1 to 5 are where Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends was at its absolute best.
Yes.
Well, for me, Thomas the Tank Engine, I'm a fan of everything.
Well, that doesn't.
Well, I do like Mr. Men, but I do like Mr. Men show, but Mr. Men show. Well, I have only one DVD of the Mr. Men show. I have, but I don't hate Mr. Men show. But I'm just saying that the Mr. Men show is kind of all right. It is all right.
Well, for me, it's nowhere as good as the original Mr. Men TV series from the 1970s.
Fair enough. Oh, and Joe.
Yes.
I know what's your least favorite episode from Thomas. Is it Wonky Whistle? Wonky Whistle.
That is one of my least favorite Thomas episodes. There's quite a number of bad Thomas episodes out there for me. Wonky Whistle is one, and Fiery Flynn, Big Bell, Rocky Rescue, and yeah, Apology Impossible.
Thomas Goes to Bollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Marvelous Machinery?
I wasn't really much for Marvelous Machinery. I think all of the episodes between series 13 and 15 are pretty bad, and and a number of episodes from series 16 aren't that great at all, and there's a number of bad episodes between series 8 and 12. Though there are still some good gems, good episodes like Emily's New Route, Halloween, Best Friends, Hex of the Horrid, Gordon and the Engineers, quite a good episode.
I like Gordon.
Rest of the episodes from rest of the episodes between series 8 and 12 are either meh or not really that great.
Yeah.
And
I've been watching a bit of series 12 on my tablet, so I think it's a little bit good, but not as good as the classic series.
oh no, nothing will ever top the original nothing will ever top the classic series.
1984. If you want to go back to the trip back to the 80s, ask the fan base. That's what I say.
Thinking about it, the only episode from the Sharon Miller era that I think a lot of people really did like was Percy and the Calliope.
Oh yeah.
Because they incorporated the original theme song, which was a very clever.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to know that that the original Thomas theme was not forgotten.
Yeah.
And it's nice that it still isn't forgotten. I mean, a little snippet of the original Thomas theme was included in Thomas and the Royal Engine.
Oh yeah.
And here's what I think, guys. What I think should have happened back in 2004, after Series 7, was what Robert Hartshorne should have done when he took over from Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell was recompose the original Thomas and Friends theme tune instead of replacing it with a different sounding theme tune. I mean, the theme tune is an important part of the show, and as it makes you think of the show it was created for. And when Thomas and Friends lost its iconic theme tune after Series 7, it lost something important and iconic.
Yeah.
That's what would happen. That's what would happen to Doctor Who if it was to now gain a theme tune that sounded nothing like the one it had from the beginning. The Doctor Who theme tune has been recomposed a number of times since the show started back in 1963. So why the same thing couldn't happen to? So why the same thing didn't happen to the original Thomas and Friends theme tune after Series 7? I'll probably never know.
Oh, anyway, but like I said, it's Jonathan. Oh, I know him. He's a Thomas fan. Sorry.
Well, guys, the time has come. I have to head off now.
Okay,
I'm going to leave you to it.
Bye.
And I hope the
no
rest of the
problem.
night goes
Nice
well.
to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you,
Same
James.
here.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, James.
Right, right.
Bye.
So yeah, you guys see the point I'm making. What Robert Hartshorn should have done instead was recompose the original Thomas and Friends theme tune, just like how many composers for Doctor Who have had the Doctor Who theme tune recomposed, rather than replacing it with a theme tune that sounded nothing like the theme tune Doctor Who has had since it started back in the 1960s.
Yeah.
And that was 2 decades before Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends made its TV debut. 2 decades before.
2 decades. That is incredible. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jonathan said hello to me. Hi, Jonathan.
Hello, Jonathan.
He's
Jonathan,
a Thomas
who?
fan.
Oh, he's
Oh,
a Thomas
sorry.
fan, just like us.
Yes.
Hello, Jonathan.
So, Joe, guys, you can go to his YouTube channel. He's a Thomas fan.
What's his YouTube channel?
Just Jonathan and his surname. What's it? Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But I just said Jonathan.
Right, okay. We'll find it somehow.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll find it.
But I subscribe to him. I subscribe to him.
You know,
Oh, hello again. Hello again.
Okay.
So, like,
Oh, Jonathan, yes, I've come across his. Oh, I've come
That's the
across
one.
his channel.
that's the one.
yes,
Yeah,
I am.
that's him.
Yes, I'm following him on Instagram.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's him. You know, series 25 will come.
Yeah.
Although series 25, the new animation's cartoonish.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
and judging by what we know about series 25, it's likely to cause the show to go even further downhill than it has gone recently.
And crash at a bend.
Yeah. And I'm pretty
Thomas
sure
James
it will make the Reverend Wilbert Audrey spin in his grave even more than he would have done had he lived to see series 13 to 16.
And the word that it will always say will be no.
Yeah.
And it'll just go bang.
So
Yeah.
it's Mattel.
Yeah.
Is it Mattel's
Mattel.
fault?
Mattel, you better sort Thomas out. You better put him in his place. Make him shunt the troublesome trucks into its place. If the troublesome truck goes into a cider and crashes at a bend, that's when it goes wrong.
What I honestly feel that if series 25 doesn't work out well, then Mattel should probably instead sell the Thomas brand to a company that cares more about Thomas's heritage than Mattel seems to.
Yeah, and that'll make us so happy.
And if I may say something, guys, here's my thoughts. I would have rather if Thomas and Friends ended after series 24 and had Thomas and the Royal Engine being the series finale. If you go by production order for series 24, Thomas and the Royal Engine is the series finale for series 24.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you don't believe me, have a look on Thomas the Tank Engine Wikia.
I will. Okay, yeah.
And So yeah, I would have rather have Thomas and Friends ending after series 24 with Thomas and the Royal Engine being the series finale, then see Thomas and Friends go on to be even more of something it isn't.
No.
I mean, Thomas and Friends was meant to be its own thing, not to be more like a generic children's TV show like the ones we seem to be getting nowadays. Yeah, and so yeah, and besides, so yeah,
you give 1 or 2 episodes a go, and you may not like the series. Joe.
Yeah, something tells me I won't.
But
So, yeah,
there's one word I would like to say if we watch 1 or 2 episodes and they're like very bad. We're losing Thomas.
That's like 3 words.
Yeah. A few words or something, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would have rather if Thomas and Friends ended after series 24, then see it go on to be more like a generic children's TV show like the one we seem to be getting nowadays. And besides, there are plenty of ways of keeping the Thomas the Tank Engine franchise alive. You've got reruns of the show. You've got the show being available on Amazon Prime. You've got DVDs of the show still being available to purchase. You've got all 26 of the Reverend Wilbert Awdry's books, and you've still being available to purchase. And you've still got Thomas and Friends merchandise, and you've still got Day Out with Thomas events being held at Heritage Railways / railroads across the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Poland, and the Netherlands. Just to clarify, guys, it's the Netherlands, not Neverland, because that's where Peter Pan lives. Yeah, it's Netherlands, not Neverland.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. Thomas, I got a special job for you. I need you to go WH Smith and get me a newspaper.
Thomas, I need you to go to Nando's and get me some chicken and chips.
But, sir, and get me a cake. The cake! Yeah.
Like, remember James Smith in the second live stream, he said, I need you to go to McDonald's and get me a Big Mac.
Oh, yeah. Now,
and you were saying? Oh, and like Harry Potter franchise?
Yeah, I was going to... Yeah, So, yeah, as I said earlier, there are plenty of ways of keeping the Thomas the Tank Engine franchise alive, such as merchandise and other things there are keeping the franchise alive. I mean, look at the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah.
It has been 10 years since the 8th and final film of the Harry Potter film series came out. And yet the Harry Potter franchise is still being kept alive today through all 8 films of Harry Potter still being available on DVD. All 7 of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books still being available to purchase. And Wizarding World, the making of, you've got the Warner Bros. Studio tour making of Harry Potter at Watford in the UK. Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Orlando in Florida in the US. And Harry Potter merchandise.
Oh, yeah, the least favourite thing that I like, the least favourite toy of Thomas the Tank Engine I like, is the way that they make knockoff toys. There we are, knockoffs.
Yeah, I'll tell you which Thomas toys I really that I'm not really much for. I don't like how they redesigned the Trackmaster toys after 2014. Yeah, I don't really find them as good as the classic Tommy Motor Road and Rail Thomas
And the old
toy.
Trackmaster.
Yeah, and the old Trackmaster. Yeah, the old Trackmaster's better. And do you remember when they introduced Thomas and Friends Wood range?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that.
man. Yeah, they looked completely unfinished. Of
It
course,
looks
it was after the complaints about them looking unfinished. They had them fully painted. While they look much better than they did when they first came out, they're not as good as the old wooden railway Thomas toys or Brio Thomas toys.
Nothing will beat it.
Nothing will ever beat wooden railway or Brio or Ertl or
Master
or Trackmaster or Tommy.
Yeah.
Or Take Along, or Take and Play.
Mm.
But to me, that Thomas the Tank Engine Wood, to me, that it looks nothing at all. And it looks a bit different and looks unfinished. But Brios are very accurate. Wooden Railway is very good because Wooden Railway is accurate. But I love the Hornby and Bachmann.
I love Hornby and Bachmann.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Because Hornby and Bachmann
could be not discontinued.
Yeah, I would.
But the Hornby and Bachmann, the Hornby and Bachmann Thomas Ranger looks very interesting models.
Yeah.
Daisy's coming out this year, I think, ain't she?
Yes, Bachmann Daisy's coming, and I'm still waiting for Bachmann Black Liveried James.
Oh yes, that's coming out. And LBSC Thomas.
Excuse me. I've got Bachmann LBSC 70 original Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you were my latest video on my YouTube channel, Station Master Joe, I did a review on Bachmann LBSC 70 original Thomas. If any of you viewers haven't watched it, go check them. Go and check it out. Go check it out for yourself.
Yes, go check it out.
It is a. I am quite proud of it.
Oh, there's Stephanie running. Maybe how about if Stephanie can have a run on your live, that's fine.
Sure. And then maybe if you want, I could maybe get Bachmann LBSC 70 original Thomas out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you just give me a sec.
Oh yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
I've got something to show you. You know, Sudrian Afro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he made a custom-made theme. You know, Diesel.
Hold on just a minute, mate. I'll
Okay.
just one sec, mate.
Stunning. Oh wow, look at that.
Here's the theme.
Ah, that's the Oh yeah, that. Yes, he did do
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it was yes, a mashup of Diesel's theme and the song "Stand by Me."
Yeah, and it said at the bottom, "Stand by Diesel." So it's like you were saying, it's all right, I won't hurt you. Yeah.
Well, I haven't got. Oh, well, I haven't got Hornby. Sorry, I haven't got Hornby Stepney, but I only got Hornby Stepney's basis.
Yes, you've got a terrier. You've got a terrier class, haven't you? That's the locomotive Stepney is. Yes. Locomotive class. Stepney.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, here he is. Bachmann LBSC 70 Thomas.
Is Thomas going to... Oh. I thought Thomas is going to put trucks.
What's that again?
I thought Thomas is going... I said I thought Thomas is going to put trucks.
Well, since I've got out the LBSC 70 original Thomas, I've got the appropriate rolling stock for him. An LBSC brake van.
Oh yeah.
Because LBSC stands for London Brighton South Coast Railway.
Yeah.
That is the railway Thomas worked on before the Fat Controller bought him.
Yeah, and purchase him. I wonder how many coins or dollars or money it costs to buy him or purchase him.
When you say dollars is the American word, and when you say pounds is in English.
Or how many cash it was. Must have been a lot of money.
Here we are, guys, and that's Bachmann LBSC 70 original Thomas with an LBSC brake van.
I'm gonna need to go because I have lunch on the table.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Nice
Jamie.
to see you, Jay.
Bye. Nice to see you.
Bye. So it's just me and you, Joe.
Yep. Now,
we may have. Look, now we were talking about favourites and least favourites, weren't we?
Yes.
Since we brought up, talked about the Thomas and Friends merchandise, what is your favourite piece of Thomas merchandise?
I love Hornby and Bachmann because Hornby and Bachmann's are interesting models.
Yeah, same. I love Hornby and Bachmann.
Because Hornby and Bachmann are much accurate in the television series, but except Edward and Emily, they are inaccurate. Because I think they used the wrong locomotives. Like the Hornby Emily is based on the J.W.R. Dean single locomotive.
Emily is based on a Stirling single locomotive built for the Great Northern Railway, and Hemley's Hornby model was made using the wrong locomotive basis, a Great Western Railway Dean single locomotive.
Bachmann, Edward, and Emily are better.
Yeah, Bachmann did a much better job at doing Edward and Emily than Hornby.
Although Hornby did excellent job on making D7101, D261, Thomas, Stepney, Old Slow Coach, Gordon, Henry, James, Duck,
Percy,
Oliver, yeah, Percy, yeah,
Murdoch.
Although Hornby Murdoch is very rare model. It's very accurate, although when you find it on eBay, the Hornby Murdoch, they go for ridiculous prices.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, it's such a rare model that people would. I think it's because it's such a rare model these days. People would pay and would try and pay anything for it. So the prices they go for is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that price is ridiculous. And as for the Hornby Thomas, Thomas, they sell like cheaper, like such as £10, £20.
Mm.
And Hornby Percy is also much cheaper as well. Like such as £10, £15, and £20.
Well, they are smaller engines than Murdoch.
Yeah.
And therefore much cheaper.
Yeah. And as for Diesel 101, they also go for ridiculous prices as well.
Yeah, that's a really, really rare model nowadays.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay. Okay, while the now anyway, so about that, guys. Oh, he's back.
Hi, Dad. Sorry about that. It's just a cough. But I didn't have positive. I'm all right. I'm fine.
That's good to hear. Would have been really awful if it was.
Because I finished the flight. Now,
you know,
well, you know my friend Jack Garrity, my friend, my friend Jack. He said that he's not interested. He's not interested in Marvel, Star Wars. What else? Mr. Man, and Noddy. I think he's. Well, he said he doesn't watch Marvel, Star Wars, and he's not interested like Mr. Man, and he's not into Noddy.
But we know that he likes Disney and Pixar and
Thomas.
And yeah.
Also, you know, Steaming Studios named George. He said that he's not keen on DreamWorks.
He's more into Aardman.
Yeah, he likes Aardman, although he's a classic Thomas fan, mainly series 1 to 5. He's a fan of series 1 to 5, the classic Thomas fan. The classic series.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the classic series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends myself.
For you, series 6 and 7 are good series for you.
Yeah, series 6 and 20 are very good. And series 7, 18, series 7 and 18 are good. But for me, series 1 to 5 are where Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends was at its absolute best.
Well, series 6 and 7 for me are great series.
Yes, yeah, don't get me wrong. I do like series 6 and series 7 is good. But yeah, just that for me, series 20, sorry. Yeah, and series 20 is good. And I do like series 20 as well. Just that for me, series 1 to 5 are where series 1 to 5 are the ones in which Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends was at its absolute best.
Yes.
Now,
Do you have your least favorite character, Joe?
Oh gosh. Well, Bash Dash and Fernland are pretty much Bill, Ben, and Edward done wrong, and yeah, I do like their bases. Their bases are good designs. Character wise, they're basically Bill, Ben, and Edward done wrong, and yeah, and other characters I'm not much for.
Billy, Charlie, Hugo.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not really much for. Yeah, Charlie doesn't do anything to the story apart from "Not Now, Charlie," and I've heard much better jokes than his, and yeah, and as for Freddy, I find Freddy pointless. I mean, there was already a number 7 engine on the Skarloey Railway in the Railway series. That is, Ivo Hugh was the engine number 7 on the Skarloey Railway. So yeah, I would rather have Ivo Hugh. I would have rather have Ivo Hugh introduced in the TV series than come up with a new character and have him as the number 7 engine on the Skarloey Railway. And another problem I have with Freddy is, you see, when Freddy returns to the Skarloey Railway in Series 10 episode Fearless Freddy, we find out that Freddy knows Freddy returns to the Skarloey Railway and he knows Sir Handel, and yet he doesn't know Skarloey and Rheneas, and yet Skarloey and Rheneas have worked on the Skarloey Railway longer than Sir Handel has.
Exactly.
So yeah, it just kind of ruins. Yeah, it just mucks up the timeline. If the only purpose I would find, if I was to change Freddy's backstory, I would have had, I would have had Freddy being an engine who used to work on the Mid-Sodor Railway with Duke, Falcon, and Stewart.
Oh, like in Hero's backstory from Hero of the Rails, the problem for Hero of the Rails for you is Hero's backstory. Hero's backstory.
Yeah. It said that Hero was one of the first steam engines to arrive on Sodor, and that's not possible at all because the locomotive class Hero is based on was built in the 1930s, and by the 1930s there would have already been plenty of steam engines working on Sodor. The engines that would have been on Sodor by the 1930s would have been Thomas, Edward, Henry, Gordon, James, Percy, Glyn, Duke, Falcon, Stewart, Skarloey, Rheneas, and Neil, and the other Mid-Sodor Railway engines like Smudger. He would have like Smudger.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah. As for the experimental engines like Lexi and Merlin, you prefer the experimental engine. Sorry.
The experimental engines to logging locos. Yeah.
Yes. Although Journey Beyond Sodor is for you is slightly better than Misty Island Rescue and Day of the Diesels.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's basically those for you.
Well, for me, Missing Rescue and David the Diesels are great films for me, and Journey Beyond Sodor is my second favorite Thomas film.
Well, my second favorite Thomas film is Tale of the Brave. My third favorite being Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. Fourth favorite being My fourth favorite Thomas film being Blue Mountain Mystery. And my fifth favorite, The Great Discovery. So, yep, my top 5 favorite Thomas films are The Great Discovery at number 5, Blue Mountain Mystery at number 4, Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure at number 3, Tale of the Brave at number 2, and The Adventure Begins at number 1.
The Adventure Begins is my favorite film of all time as well.
Absolutely great film. For me, The Adventure Begins was not only the best film of 2015, but the best film of the 2010s. I know it's a big statement, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like I said earlier, The Adventure Begins is my favorite Thomas film. Actually, my favorite film of all time, yeah. And you're not much Vinny from The Great Race.
Yeah, the problem with Vinny is how he's like he's portrayed as like a North American stereotype, and some North American, from what I've read, some North American Thomas fans are quite offended by Vinny being a stereotype, and there's.
But do you like about? I'm sorry. But do you like? Like in my first live stream, that Jack was giving ideas.
Yeah, I do respect his ideas, and for future Thomas stories.
Is that the thing you like about? Is just it's you respect what Jack is saying. He's just giving ideas. That's all.
Yeah. If there was one thing I do like about Vinny is his bases, the locomotive class he is based on. I think it's a good design.
Yes. Although the Great Race for you is more like the not so great race, in your opinion.
Yeah.
But you don't hate it. But let's just say that for you, the Great Race is more like the not so great race for you. For me, the Great Race. For me, the Great Race is my third favorite. It's my third favorite Thomas film.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Thomas Farnay and in Railway Inspector 3.
Yep. They say they're not much for the Great Race.
I'm just saying that Railway Inspector 3 and Thomas Farnay, which is Michael Evans and Owen, yes.
Yeah.
They were saying that they didn't like the Great Race.
Mm. And if you look at their video in which they review the Great Race, you'll be able to see what was wrong with the Great Race.
Also, like Big What Big Ventures that did they like Big What Big Ventures than the Great Race?
Well, they did say they would choose it over the Great Race. So, presumably they liked it more than the Great Race.
I think Big What Big Ventures for them is they said it's although they would take over the Great Race.
Mm.
Although Big What Big Ventures for me is a very good film.
Fair enough. That's your opinion, and I respect that.
Okay, so would you like to speak like another time if that's fine?
Yep, sure. And if I may something to our wonderful viewers.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Okay.
Look out.
Okay then. Oh, sorry. Okay then. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you. But thank you very much for watching, and we will see you. We'll see you. Well, we'll see you in another next live stream.
And guys and viewers, a quick reminder that my virtual model railway exhibition will premiere on my YouTube channel, Station Master Joe, at 10 a.m. So if you're into model railways, that virtual event's the one for you. So go check it out next Saturday, 30th of January at 10 a.m. because that's what on my YouTube channel, Station Master Joe, because that is where and when my virtual model railway exhibition will premiere.
Yeah. So okay. So take care and see you soon. And bye, Joe. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Sammy. Stay safe, viewers. Take care and God bless.
See you in another next live stream. Bye, Joe. Bye. Bye.
Bye.